Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Top 5 Wednesday. The topic for this week is books featuring a paranormal creature of your choice. So this week we were allowed to just pick any paranormal creature and then talk about 5 books that feature that particular paranormal creature. So I have chosen ghosts because ghosts seem to feature in all of my favourite paranormal stories and in all of my favourite horror books. I just love the idea that some people can cling to life and they've still got stuff to do and they will not let go until that has been achieved or done, whether it be revenge or just letting someone know that they're okay. And I'm just fascinated with the idea of what goes on between life and death and being in between both of those worlds, if you know what I mean. And I just find ghosts so overwhelmingly scary as well, because they're just like a presence and they're almost just like a feeling, like an atmosphere, and I just find that really scary, much more scary than I find like actual physical monsters to be. So I have picked 5 books featuring ghosts to talk about with you in this video today. So the first one I want to talk about is Ghost Story by Peter Straub. I read this book quite a long time ago. As far as I can remember, it is a horror about a group of old men who have been friends all of their lives, and once every so often they get together and just reminisce about their past and stuff that's happened to them, and it transpires that there is a murder in their past. They were all contributing to the death of this girl, and as the story goes on they start to realise that they think that they have been haunted by her, and she becomes this overwhelming, terrifying presence, seemingly hell-bent on revenge for what they did to her. It's very scary, very atmospheric. So yeah, I definitely recommend reading Ghost Story if you like your ghosty horror type books. The next one I want to talk about is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. In a slightly different vein, this is more of a kind of middle grade story about a boy who has never really known his real parents, but he has been brought up by ghosts in this graveyard. And as he gets a little bit older, I think he's about 12 or 13 during the main course of this book, he starts to become curious about the human world, and obviously his ghost family, they don't really know all that much about the human world today, so they can't really tell him all that much about what it is to be human because they have very little memory of it because they died so long ago. It's just really cute, really funny, a little story about this human boy who has been raised by ghosts on the search for his real human family, and it's just really lovely, quirky little story. If you know Neil Gaiman's style, then you will probably know this book. Really cute. So yeah, definitely recommend it if you are looking for a cutesy, a quirky little ghost story. The next one I want to talk about is Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill. This is another really scary ghost horror story. It's about this guy who used to be a rock star, but he's now retired, and he has a fascination with anything to do with the occult and the macabre and things like that. And then one day he sees a eBay type ad for a ghost for sale, and this is something that he can't resist, so he buys this ghost, and then what shows up at his house is this heart-shaped box with a man's suit inside and a little tag attached to the suit saying that the ghost is attached to this particular suit. And it's terrifying. It's really terrifying. It's haunting. This ghost pretty much takes over his entire life, and it's very scary. So if you are looking for another really good, genuinely scary ghost story, I definitely recommend Heart-Shaped Box. The next one I want to talk to you about is The Shining by Stephen King, and I'm really excited that I am going to be rereading this very soon for the Spookathon. There are ghosts everywhere, and they're so subtle as well, and that's what makes them very scary in my opinion. Pretty much the whole Overlook Hotel is one massive ghost with lots of little ghosts inside it, basically. I'm not going to talk too much more because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but if you are looking for a really good classic ghost horror book, then I would definitely recommend The Shining. And the last one I want to talk to you about, and again, this is probably quite obvious for you guys who know me and my channel very well, My favourite book featuring ghosts is, of course, Harry Potter. Of course, I love these ghosts. Again, they're not really scary ghosts, but they're definitely there. They're definitely a presence. In some of the later books, not this one, but in some of the later books, they do become a little bit more of a presence. Obviously, you've got Nearly Headless Nick, you've got the Fat Friar, you've got the Bloody Baron, you've got Peeves the Poltergeist, and obviously in the Deathly Hallows, the Grey Lady, the Ghost of Ravenclaw Tower becomes a very, very important figure in destroying the Horcruxes, and they're just always there. Particularly in the books, Peeves's presence is very, very prominent, and I was really, really sad, as I think a lot of us was, that he was completely omitted from the films. But yeah, of course, the Harry Potter series is my favourite series featuring ghosts. So yeah. And that is it for this week's Top 5 Wednesday. What are some of your favourite books featuring ghosts or any other paranormal creature you can think of? Please let me know. I will leave all of my social media in the description down below. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye bye.